I woke up to a miracle today. Triggers stay as I find my way. No judgment to lead astray. In this peaceful
Okay, so we're back.
state,
You know how we've been talking about how what we think we see, maybe isn't always the whole story.
Right.
And we were looking at, lesson 7, and that kind of started poking at this whole idea of perception, right?
Yeah, it did.
Lesson 8 comes along, and it's basically saying, hold on a second. You might not even be understanding anything you're looking at. It's pretty wild when you think about it.
It really is. It kind of shakes you up a little bit.
It does. So where do we even go from there?
Well, that's where lesson 9 comes in.
And I got to say, this one is a real head scratcher.
It throws a curveball for sure.
It really does.
Yeah.
It just comes right out and says, I see nothing as it is now.
Straight up.
I mean, whoa. That kind of stops you in your tracks, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
It's almost like, are we supposed to just walk around in a daze?
I can see how it might feel that way at first,
Yeah.
but the lesson itself actually tells us something pretty important.
Does it give us a clue about how to wrap our heads around this?
Kind of. It tells us that just getting this statement right away, like intellectually, isn't really the main point.
Yeah.
The real deal is in the doing, the actual practice.
Oh, that's good to hear. That's a relief. It's like, it reminds me of trying to learn how to play like a musical instrument. You can read every book, every theory, but until you pick up the guitar or the drums or whatever and actually practice,
Right.
you're not going to become a musician.
Got it. It's like having all this knowledge, but never putting it into action. It's like a seed that never gets planted. It's got potential, but it's not going to grow unless you do something with it.
That's a great way to put it. So, okay, how do we actually put this seeing nothing as it is
Yeah.
into practice? It
Yeah.
feels a little like we're being asked to, I don't know, unlearn everything we thought we knew about the world.
Yeah, I can see that. It's more about questioning our perceptions gently, not like trying to turn our whole reality upside down all at once.
Okay, yeah.
Think about it. Our minds are constantly trying to make sense of the world, putting things into neat little boxes based on our past experiences, our beliefs.
Right, yeah.
But what if those boxes are actually limiting our view?
I'm starting to see where you're going with this. It's kind of like that optical illusion, the one with a pencil and a glass of water.
Exactly.
Our eyes tell us that the pencil is bent, but we know it's really straight, right?
Right.
Our minds are just tricked by the way the light bends in the water.
That's a perfect example. It shows us how what we perceive might not always be the whole picture.
There's more to it than meets the eye, right?
Exactly.
So it sounds like lesson 9 is saying, hey, look beyond the surface. Consider the possibility that your perception of things might be a little off.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it.
But how do we actually do that in, real life?
Well, the lesson gives us some specific exercises to try. It suggests we start simple, like pick up an everyday object. It could be your phone, a pen, even your coffee cup. Look at it really closely, and as you do that, repeat the phrase, I do not see this as it is now.
I got to be honest, that feels kind of weird to say.
I know, right?
But I can see how if you kept doing it, it might start to loosen the grip of those, those habitual perceptions.
Exactly. It's like imagine you're peeling back the layers of an onion. You gradually reveal what's underneath.
Oh, I like that.
And remember, you don't have to try to apply this to everything all at once.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yeah.
That reminds me of my closet.
Oh, yeah.
It's just overflowing with clothes. And sometimes it feels so overwhelming to even start organizing
I know the feeling.
because there's just so much stuff.
That's actually a great analogy. Just like we wouldn't expect to clean out an entire closet in one go, we don't need to apply this lesson to every single thing in our lives all at once.
Right. That makes sense.
You can start small. Be honest with yourself about what you're ready to question.
So maybe I could start by applying this to the way I judge people when I first meet them.
Oh, interesting. Tell me more.
Just because someone comes across a certain way on the surface doesn't mean that's the whole picture, right?
That's a really powerful way to apply the lesson. It's about remembering that there's always more going on beneath the surface.
Yeah, I guess it's about staying open-minded.
Exactly. The goal isn't to walk around in a constant state of doubt, but rather to cultivate a sense of curiosity, an openness to seeing things in new ways.
Wow, this is really making me think. So, if what we see isn't necessarily the full reality, what does that mean for how we interact with the world? What does that say about our relationships or beliefs Everything.
That's the question I want to leave you with today. As you go about your day, try to bring this lesson with you.
Okay.
Notice your thoughts, your perceptions, but don't judge them. You might be amazed by what you discover.
That sounds like a great challenge. And on that note, we'll wrap up our deep dive into Lesson 9. Make sure to join us again tomorrow as we continue to explore A Course in Miracles together.
See you then. Bye.